just spent a week in Brazil, participating in this field visit for the Ghana delegation. We were in Natal and visited a number of cities in the Rio, in the northeast region of the country. Overall, it has been a very useful and very instructive field visit. We saw firsthand the impact of the government of Brazil, zero hunger policies, social protection policies, and the implementation of the school feeding, especially accessing what they call the family farmers, which are more or less the equivalent of small farmers in West Africa. I think so far I personally have heard a lot of stories and reports on the Brazilian experience, and especially on its success and its impact. And this visit allowed me to see that most of the things that were said about that was real, especially how it is impacting on the living condition of the small farmers, and how the linkage of the school feeding with the actual production by small farmers through the procurement processes has really changed the life of small farmers. The challenge now is how this model could be adjusted and adapted to an African context. And this is really something that both WFP and also the visiting government we should work on. There are only some similarities that I've noticed. One is the similarity between the Brazilian model and the P4P that WFP is doing. And I noticed that it's a combination of the P4P that WFP is doing, the running of school feeding, and the allocation of resources either through the schools or through the regions to make direct procurement with all the infrastructure that goes with it in terms of ensuring the quality of the commodities. And that when I got the figure that Brazil has more than 6,000 nutritionists, from 600,000 in 2003, in average African countries, you hardly see more than 5 or 6 nutritionists in the whole country, and most of them are working either with the UN or some NGOs. So it has been a very instructive model. There's a lot of lessons that can be learned from it. For example, in the case of Ghana, there are a number of features that are already more or less applied in Ghana. And I think one of the missing elements in the African context is for me the legal and how will I put it, the enabling environment that Brazil has created by coming up with a right-based approach and putting in place a legal framework that is driving the whole process.